My sister Lorraine was 4, I was 13, and my brother Al was 15. My dad had went up north to look at some property. He came home one day and said for us all to get in the car, and he took us up to Northern California, Westport, California, and he showed us this piece of property was just a piece of heaven up there. We spent a little bit of time up there, and we came back down with all the dreams and all that. And shortly after that, he was involved in a drunk driving accident, and it took his life. When I was growing up, I remember my father, Alfonso. He was an artist, and he was my mentor in life. He was somebody I looked up to. I always look back at my childhood being taken away from my father's death, and spending time at that. Just until about, I guess about 5 years ago, when I came to God and all that, and I started realizing that perhaps Westport, the ranch and the trees and up there and the beauty of it is probably perhaps what saved my life, and is a lot of who I am now today. As time went on, we started thinking of different ideas and all that, and in my mindset, I guess I was wanting to give back to children and try to figure out things from a child's point of view and all that, the simplicity in life. So a short time later, I met up with Robert Michelson over at RMA Studio, and I told him about the property and some of my ideas, and he kind of invited me in and thought that that would be a good area to start.
I think my whole idea about design and architecture is creating it in sync with nature. I've always wanted to work with nature and understand nature, how it grows, what it wants to do, how it can create protection, how to work with the natural energies. So you'll see a lot of my work deals with sustainable design and green technology, green building technology, which will be part of this building as well. When we were together in the field, in the land, you know, when we made the first trip and we were standing at the land, we were quite sure about the location, you know, what to do. And then it's almost like even there, you know, we saw the different levels, and I think that first swoop of the whole roof line, that we already were doing that in the field. We were just feeling that, you know, this line is what, you know, when we looked at it, it was this line against the hill here, and then this going down there, that really set up the whole thing. So I think it's not so much that I figured it out, it's more like that I listened to what was there.
As the project is moving on, we've got renderings done, and just the most beautiful learning center in my mind that could be possible up in that area. I see groups of kids going up there from the inner cities and stuff in the summertime and springtime, and getting back to nature, getting back to a start in life, just like when they were as a child. I see their dreams starting to come alive just from the wonder of looking at the redwood trees and the different things around them.
The idea is you come into the front door, you know, you take the right, you go through this hallway, and then this wonderful grand room, the fireplace in the middle. This is the room where you gather, right? It's like where groups happen, where things happen. You can also sit in the corner and read. And this grand room, I think one of the things there is the beautiful veranda. You know, just sitting there and looking at looking at the land. It's not like a financial construct. It's a much larger spiritual idea. You know, when a family comes together, and instead of dividing up the land, creates this land trust where it's basically giving to a good cause for eternity. And that's what the land trust is. The idea is really to create a better stewardship for young generation, for children and adults to learn how to take a real good stewardship of the earth, to learn how to work with sustainable forests, to learn how to preserve the redwoods, and to learn how to deal with earth and with the planet in a real proper way.
We're looking for a nonprofit that would like to join together with us as a family, and for the life of a family too, to create this beautiful area and to be able to allow other children and other people to enjoy this area as a family and grow together.
You know, it started out with a dream, but suddenly there was a reality to it. Then when we did more research on the non-profit aspect and everything else started coming into place, suddenly what started like a little spark started creating more momentum, more people being enthused by it, almost like a movement.
If we can make this model work and then join other landowner family trust with other nonprofits and preserving the land and not having to separate it, develop it and all that, and it just seems like it makes sense to me. This is a beautiful place we live in, and it is exactly what we make it. As the sunset sets over the ocean, through the trees and all that, the colors come alive. It's just so incredible. It's almost like God is painting a picture for you every second of the day.